Well, hello everyone. My name is Adrian Drabner at First Thinkers. Welcome to our first Facebook Live. So today we're going to be talking about math resources, digital math resources, okay? And how they can benefit your classroom. As they've greatly benefited my classroom this year and last year as well, before the pandemic. So let's go over some things really fast. So like the platforms that you can use with digital resources. So like right here we have Class Dojo. Class Dojo is really nice. They have where you can go to a portfolio and you can create an activity and you can just put like the link to digital resources. And so let me also show you what digital resources, when I say digital resources, what that means. Now my screen is a little bit weird looking on there because my monitor has a different resolution. But right now, so I had to look over here to see what's going on. Right now though, we have, so here's one that you can move. You can move the pieces. So as you can see here, I can move the pieces there. And we also have one where you present it, like this one right here. So it will not work until you present, and then students can click. So I'll show you, it's gonna look a little weird because my resolution's different. Let me swap that, so like students would click on there, and then they would see this, and then they would click on which one is right. And on this one, they get a little story, okay? So that's what I mean when I say digital math resources, okay? So let's go back. So you can set these up to put in Google Drive and have them in, so you can create links for them, okay? So you can create links for the students to access it, and you can do it here within Class Dojo. You can do it like right here. I have it in Google Classroom, and I made an assignment, and there's a copy of, right here it looks like a doubles one that I did, okay? You can also do it within Seesaw as well. Okay, now this is just this is right here, so I can like assign an activity, and then you'd have all these activities. Well, if you have activities, okay, you can assign activities through there. And I like Seesaw the most, probably out of the three, just because students have a lot more tools they can use to answer your problems, okay? So they can like draw, they can write, they can type, they can drag and drop. There's lots of different options, and I think Seesaw is more geared towards primary classrooms as well. So I like Seesaw more. I typically use Google Classroom though in my classroom because our school's our district is a Google district. But it's nice to weave some Seesaw and Google Classroom within it. So, all right. So I think that digital resources will help your classroom a lot because it helped me be a lot more organized. I am horrible with papers. If you give me a paper, I'm going to lose it. So, and I hate file cabinets, and I lose, like I said, I lose everything. So, like I have here, like this is, I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but this is just some clip art that I have for math. Okay, so for like math tools, and I have everything. If I go back, it's like my store here. Let's go to the, and then I just have everything organized into folders. Okay, like here, movable apps. Okay, so just having everything organized for me and where I can just print it out if I have printable content. But also, like if I want to, see, I have all my stuff here for. Now this might look like a hot mess right now, but I have all that's like my Explore Phonics stuff if I need to send that out to a student. I have all those activities. I just go and then it's all set up for me right there. I have it all organized. My Math Explorer stuff right there, Explorer Math. My movable lessons, so I have it all organized here. It just makes it so much cleaner and easier for me to find things and for me to put out to my students. So I like digital a lot more than physical products, like printable products. But I mean, you can also organize printable resources on your computer as well, rather than have a physical copy. I don't know. I know some teachers really like to have physical, like black lines copies. I'm absolutely not one of them because it's clutter for me. Okay. Now going back to, let's go back to the clip art because that's one thing I wanted also tell you about how you can use your own resources as well to make your own movable or math digital resources, okay? So here, I'm going to go to my clip art. I'm going to go to my movable pieces. And here we go to, let's see, right here. There we go. So the math one, so like you could put tons of different math tools within a resource, okay? Now these ones are movable ones. So like the clip artist allows you to have these so that students can move them, okay? So like they're counting beans. If they're counting, do you see here, these are food manipulatives, and so like here's some pretzels, okay? We have finger ones. These are great for subitizing. And then we have counting cubes. Okay, so these are really great to use in resources, and I'll show you here. So like on this one, unfortunately you can't really see it because but I have base 10 blocks that students can move, okay? And they're supposed to move them over here so that they can show they're adding, okay? So that's a great way that you can use math manipulatives within a movable resource. Another way, I have this doubles resource here, 4 plus 4. Students are supposed to memorize this, but it's really good if a student is it's too abstract for them, that they can have this. So I have 2 different types of pizza slices. So I like them to use, like one add-in add-in has pepperoni and the other add-in has cheese, okay? And so they would go and they drop the 4, and then they do the other 4 right here. Okay, and that's how you get that, and then you get 8. And so then they drag and drop, and they create 8. Okay, so those are just some really great ways you can use math manipulatives within a resource. Let's see, did I show another one? And then also for differentiating content is really nice with digital resources, because like on this one, this is a 10 more and 10 less resource. This one is more scaffolded for students, where if they don't have as much number sense right now and they need like more guided answers, then so let me see here. Let me see if I can make this so you can see a little bit better. So let me move this as well. Okay, there we go. Now we can see it better. Okay, let me make it a little bit bigger there too. All right, much better. Okay, it's like on this one, how they need to find 10 more and 10 less. Okay, so right here, it shows them 4 predetermined numbers that they can choose from, okay? So this is more scaffolded so that they have multiple choice. So they can move the 26 there, and then they can move the 6 up there, okay? But then there's also one that I made as well that's not as scaffolded. Now this is for more students. These are for students that they know like their base 10, they know 10s and 1s. Okay, so this is a lot more open-ended because there's no pre-selected answers. They have to know, okay, so 16, that then is 6 1s, is 10 less, and 10 more is 2 10s and 6 1s, okay? So that's a great way that you can differentiate within digital resources, okay? I also have, and let's go back to this one here, and I'm going to make this one smaller. Unfortunately, I won't be able to present it though, just because of how my resolution, I need to change my resolution next time for the next Facebook Live. Live and you learn. So on here, I have it where students can choose which ones they want to do first. So they have like coins here. If they want to start kind of easy, they can click that. If they want to do mixed coins first, they can start with that. Or if they're more advanced and they already know those, they can click on bills and coins. And then if they're really above their level, they can choose the challenge questions up here. Now I'll show you an example of a challenge question that I have in this. So like this is in the hundreds. So this is for like a student that really knows their stuff, okay? Now this is a great way as well to differentiate your content with digital. Okay, students get to choose. Having that student choice is big, okay? So really like that. All right. So in ways that you can check for understanding in your digital math resources. Now the last resource I showed, you can't really check for understanding here because this one self-corrects and it doesn't give the teacher any answers. This is more of a practice for students, okay? This is like a fun way. See, this one has a story as well every time they get a question right. These presentable digital math resources are great for practice and great for students to stay engaged because it self-corrects, but it doesn't give you any answers as a teacher, and so you can't see how your student did. But these ones, the ones that students do have to edit, here, let me move this one as well. So like these ones that students have to edit though, I'm just checking to see how it looks on my screen there. Okay, good. These ones you can see how, so these ones are great to check for understanding, okay? Because if you're using it within Google Classroom, it will save, you have to make a copy for each student, okay? And so when it makes a copy for each student, it'll save it in their Google Drive. And within Google Classroom, here, and I actually have some pictures. So this is my classroom. I took all the names out. So if I go to their grades, it'll just show it like this. Now this was right before Christmas break, so that's why you probably see all these missings here. But it has it where for this assignment here, like this phonics activity, this was one that they had to make a copy. So it made a copy for them, okay? So if you click on that, it will then take you to the student's work. So right here, each one of these is a student, okay? I just erased their names. So each one of these shows the work. So I can see these 3 students on the first slide. It looks like they did their work. These 2 here have not done anything yet, or at least on that first slide, okay? So then I can click on one of these, and now it shows me their work. And so it shows me all the slides they did. It shows me all that stuff, okay? And then I can grade it. But for this, I don't grade this. This is just for me to check for understanding. And this is a great way for you to use this data to help with your small groups to determine who needs to be in what group, who needs help with what, okay? So you can also do that with your math resources as well. So like for this one, so this one is saying 43 plus 22. So you can see if a student understands the concept of tens and ones by showing 43 here and 22 down here, and then adding it up, okay, to do, so we got 4, that's 6. It's kind of weird to be doing math on the spot here, even though it's easy, but it's just added pressure. So then you can say, oh wow, okay, so they understood the concept of tens and ones. They were able to add tens and ones up, and they got their sum. Or you could see a student that has no idea what they're doing and just dragging and dropping stuff and playing around, so you can see everything. Okay, that's what's really nice about digital math resources is it's really engaging. Students absolutely love anything technology. Students love, and I know we need to control our screen time, which, I mean, that's a balance of everything. Everything in life needs to have a balance. But using digital math resources is a great tool to have increased student engagement, so they'll want to learn, okay? They'll want to practice. You don't have to try to convince them they want to do it, because they do want to do it. And it's really fun for them just to be able to manipulate things, to be able to explore around, okay? So I hope you learned how you can use digital math resources within your classroom. I think it's been a game changer. I started using them before the pandemic hit, and then right when the pandemic hit, I was so happy I had gained experience already with them. I'm in an educational technology course, and so learning how to use them effectively has been super beneficial for me. And I'm sure many of you have experience with it now due to the pandemic. So I hope you learned how to use them better, the platforms to use them in, with Google Classroom, with Seesaw, and how you can distribute them within ClassDojo itself, the ways that you can differentiate the work, the ways that you can use math tools within digital resources. Like here, I just want to show one thing. One thing that was nice about this one is when they got the answer wrong, it would tell them what the values are of the coins if they forgot. Okay, so just those little ways where it can also, you can provide supports within the resources to help students not get stuck, okay? it's kind of automated. It's really, really nice for like these presentable ones are super nice for that. And then the other ones are great to do after these ones to check for understanding. Okay. All right. Well, I wanted to mention that so the resources you've seen here, this one is part of my movable math resource. Okay. So I have a bundle called Movable Math, and that's what these ones, the ones that have not been presentable, that's where these resources come from. Okay. These are all, now I have Seesaw, I have Google Slides, and I have PowerPoint formats for all three. All three of those formats for this one resource, okay? So this bundle has over 30 math concepts in it, okay? So that's 30 individual resources all bundled together, and each one of those come with a Seesaw, a Google Slide, and a PowerPoint format for it. So no matter which one you use, you'll be able to use it, okay? This is currently on sale 20% off today and tomorrow, okay? So if you want to make these yourself, go for it, because I absolutely love making these, but it's time consuming, and then to go through all the standards. But I gave you some tools on how you can do that with using digital, manipulatives and stuff. You just have to buy clip art and stuff, but it's really fun doing it. But if you don't have the time and you just want it done, you just want to be able to click a button and go and get it started and add it to your Google Drive or to your Seesaw library. Like if you saw my library, if you want to just have it already there for you so you can assign it, then I highly recommend my bundle, because it's been amazing for me within my class, my own classroom. Okay, and so let me go lower that. So this then, the movable math one, is on sale for 20% off. I also have the counterpart, which is phonics, movable phonics. It's like this, but students move phonics pieces. It's more of a word work. That one's also 20% off, okay? And then I also have, if you want the interactive one where it self-corrects, Explore Math, I also have this 20% off right now for 2 days, okay? So I hope you learned something from this. I was so happy that you were able to watch this and be able to learn some things, I hope. This was my first Facebook Live, and it was terrifying, but I'm so glad I was able to talk to you and hopefully taught you something. All right, well, I hope to see you next time.